Today we are here at the Innovation Center at Bayview Yards, and we are excited because we are officially announcing, I know it's actually already been out there to the rest of the world, but now we get to put a face and a name and an official introduction to the new Executive Director of Capital Angels Network. Nolan, thank you so very much for joining us today. We are very excited to have you here. And with us as well, Chair of the Board of the Capital Angels Network, we have Jennifer Francis. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining us. Almost, I still got it. She's like, is he gonna remember? Yes, he did. Thank you so much for joining us today. So let's talk about this. Nolan, I know this is a great organization to join. I know you're very excited to be a part of this. This really is an organic, natural transition for you. You've been so involved in the startup world, in building and facilitating connections for so many companies that's growing and getting to the next stage. Now you are here with this organization. Maybe I can ask, what has attracted you and why was it so important for you to join Capital Angels Network?
Thanks, Carlo. So as you said, it was a very natural and organic transition, I think, for me. So I'd worked with the Startup Garage group out of the University of Ottawa for would have been 3.5 years or 4 cohorts worth of companies. I'd learned a lot. I'd immersed myself very nicely into the startup ecosystem, and it's a group of people that I've loved to work with, love being here at the Innovation Center and at other places within the ecosystem. So I was very much, and looking towards kind of my next move, I felt that it's either, I've had to jump in with a company or kind of move up the funnel of the development stage for different companies. So with Startup Garage, we're dealing with very early stage companies, still somewhat at ideation. Some of them have hit revenue, but are still kind of working through the growing pains. Whereas with Capital Angels, the Capital Angel Network, we're now dealing with, that the point in time where these turn into real companies. They're no longer just startups. It's that first significant check, that significant investment that helped grow that company. So I'm very excited to learn more about that stage of development while continuing to work in a great ecosystem. And through my time at Startup Garage, I always saw CAN as a leader within the community in terms of bringing the community together, exposing them to different opportunities as angel investment, or what angel investment is, and so that was really a great transition for me. And when this position became available, I really jumped on it, and I'm fortunate enough to be here today.
Now, I'm so happy that you're here with us, Jennifer, because being the chair of the board, obviously, you have been a part of so many, once again, deals that's been done, and so many companies that you guys have facilitated and actually helped move on to the next stage. And I say the word deals because it's so important to know that yes, you do deals, and yes, you help companies grow, and yes, you facilitate investors, and yes, you facilitate companies. So maybe you can share with us a little bit, what do you really feel is the Capital Angels Network mandate? What are you trying to do? What is kind of your goal as an organization?
Thanks, Carlo. I think we have 2 goals. One is to make Ottawa a great place to grow a company, and the other is to make Ottawa a great place to invest your money, so that it's a synergistic opportunity between the investors and the companies. And ultimately, what we want to get to is that companies that start up in Ottawa know that they can get funded in Ottawa. Right now, if you talk to companies, there's a lot of companies that think I would have to go to Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, the US in order to get funding. But here in Ottawa, Capital Angel Network, and I know there's other deals that happen in town as well, but we invest in 8 to 10 new companies every year, and we do probably the same number of follow-on investment deals with our companies every year.
So maybe you can share with us a little bit as well. I mean, there's been so much evolution in Ottawa over the last few years. I know it's been evolving continuously over the last 20 years, 15 years, but I mean, I really think over the last, 3 years, maybe even over the last 2 years, very intensively, there's so much change that's happened within the industry, both from an angel investors perspective, but also from a company and growth perspective. Maybe you can share with me how you think things have changed a little bit up to this point, and maybe what you're trying to do as you move forward.
Yeah, so I mean, things have changed quite a bit. I've been working in Ottawa in tech for over 25 years, and we had a heyday in the height of the telecom industry, and then tech sort of dropped off for a while in the city. And I think, as you said, in the last 3 to 5 years, we've really seen a lot of growth and interest in Ottawa. And what I'd like to see is get Ottawa elevated. We have, I think, 55, close to 60,000 people working in tech in the city. We've got a very active startup ecosystem. And yet you hear Toronto, Waterloo, Montreal, Vancouver, but we actually have a lot more tech happening here than in Waterloo, for instance. And I'd like to see that elevated and see if we can get more money into the city and allow our startups to grow and be more successful here.
Now, Nolan, I know you have a busy time ahead for you, and we were just talking. Everybody's because you're so well known in community. Everybody's very keen to work with you and work with your organization to really, get the word out there and talk and build on this ecosystem. But for yourself, and maybe you could speak to this too, Jennifer, in trying to grow the network of investors within the city. What are you doing? What strategies do you have in place, or what would you like to do or would like to see happen?
So I've been rather busy, and part of it is getting to know both the existing members and angels and their experience with the Capital Angel Network, getting to know the existing portfolio companies. Some of them I've known fairly well. A couple of them are sitting right here with us in the Innovation Center, and learning their stories and how we can continue to serve them, as well as onboarding new companies coming in, applying. Again, we've almost every month we are looking at new opportunities for investment. In terms of growing the membership base and helping grow the network as a whole, there's a number of things I'm looking to do is, assessing the existing group and what might be missing in terms of potential areas of expertise. Ottawa is known as a telecom city, and we definitely have some folks that have that money there, but we also have a number of other verticals that are touched. We've seen a lot of investments in cybersecurity and IoT and health technologies as well. So we're not just that group, and I think there's still room for growth into other sectors beyond that. And so finding the individuals and the investors that are interested in those spaces as they grow and develop. So that would be one thing. I think the other thing is too, obviously, helping show to new potential members the value of a network and the infrastructure that we do have. We have a rigorous process in terms of selecting great companies to come and pitch. We do have a pretty well-established due diligence process as well to make sure that the deals that we're doing are good ones, and that these things are very challenging to do as individual investors or people who are just kind of working on their own, and they can really leverage those resources by joining a group like CAN. And again, broadening our membership base, broadening our expertise base, and helping more deals get done. Again, we've got a great track record so far, but I still think we can push it even further.
And I'll just add another thing that we're working on, and here, in addition to bringing in more good quality companies, which always attracts investment, but also doing a better job of advertising when we have successful exits, because of course part of the reason you do angel investing is to make money, and the reason entrepreneurs start companies is to make money. So successful exits are good. So for instance, this year we had 360PI. Last year we had Privacy Analytics. That exited. Every year we've got a couple of good exits. So getting those to show that it can be a successful way to invest your money. And it helps, not only are you investing your money, but you're growing the city, you're growing the talent. So it's investment, but in a socially good way. And the entrepreneurs are getting the funding that they need in order to, pursue their dreams and build companies here.
Fantastic. Maybe also a little bit of insight from you both. We're always competing with our neighbors down south, so to speak, and we're always trying to I believe that we have so much, a lot of potential is already here. We have so many good players already in the market. We do so many great things. Not only are we competing with other cities like Toronto, Montreal, but a lot of great companies here is trying to do more just on a global perspective. How do you feel how do you feel we need to adapt, or how is things changing so that we can be more competitive even in building our name on an international scale? I mean, once again, I think with even Amazon talking about coming here, and Apple and just our autonomous vehicles and all the great things that's happening in our city and so on and so forth, and Hyperloop discussions and all these amazing things. I mean, it's great, it's wonderful. It shows that the world is taking note of us on so many levels. But what can we do, especially in this realm, to kind of make a bigger footprint in in the VC realm, and also just in the development and growth of that specific industry? So maybe I'll throw it to you, Nolan, and I'll ask Jennifer as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty big question, and I think whoever could answer it really well will could make a lot of money. But I think again, just going back to our thesis is that showing that Ottawa is a great place to build your own company, not having to go search for outside capital or to get other investors, to be able to find the money that you need to build your company here. And I think that's that's very much a possibility, and shouldn't be a problem for any strong company coming out of Ottawa. And our role as Capital Angel Network is to make sure those companies are both coming to us, and that we're putting the right amount of money in, so they don't have to do as much work into closing around, and they can focus. What's more important is actually building their business. So I think that's my short answer to it. Kind of the broader vision piece. Again, I'll leave to a more strategic thinker. I think I'll pass it off to Jennifer.
Thanks, Nolan.
That was great. I love it.
I think in terms of the competitive environment, so for companies to get big in Canada, you have to be able to successfully compete for business in the U.S.
Yes.
And one of the historical issues we've had is U.S. companies are just better funded. So if you look at a startup in a field that's got, let's say, 100,000 MRR, monthly recurring revenue, in Canada, that might net them a couple million in investment. In the U.S., it might net them 10 million in investment at the same stage. And then, we get Canadians aren't very good at sales and marketing. Well, when you got 5 times the amount of money, you can be a little, better in sales and marketing. So, so we really need to work on how do we attract more money here. And, angels provide in Canada 90% of the investment from proof of concept to early go-to-market. And then you have to get into the VCs. So how do we elevate Ottawa so that the top VCs are coming here? We've got Mistral here. How do we get all the other VCs in Canada coming here and investing in Ottawa-based companies so that our companies are capitalized in a way that they can compete more successfully in the U.S.? And I think part of that from, what can we do as a community is leverage each other in terms of elevating what is going on in the city. We have a lot going on.
Yes.
And, if I look at Waterloo as an example, as a smaller tech center, they've got a very concentrated voice of what's going on in their city in tech. And I think we could achieve that and really elevate the awareness of how much is happening here and bring more money into the city.
No, thank you very much. I think, and that's what we're doing here today. So if you're watching this, this is what this is all about. This is why we have Techopia in the first place, is so that we can tell the success stories of what's happening within our city. And I think we are getting much better at this. I see so many of our various entities working together and showcasing what's happening. So if you're on this and you're watching this and you hear a variety of information here that you want to share with other people within the tech community, please do so. Also, take the time to reach out to the Capital Angels Network if you want to know how you can get involved, whether it be angel investor or whether it just be a company itself. At the end of the day, it's really about just getting involved, growing that network, and talking to the right people and building it. So Thank you very much, Nolan, for joining us today. Thank you so very much, Jennifer, for joining us. Congratulations on the new position. We're looking forward and seeing amazing things happen with the Capital Angels Network. Now, all eyes, all eyes on you. No pressure at all. But I'm glad because it is, once again, a great opportunity for us to say, okay, listen, it's time for us to talk more about it because you have so many companies. I mean, you just look through your portfolio companies. There's so many companies that you've played a huge role in growing. And we're looking forward to talking more about that. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Carlo.
You're welcome. And thank you very much, guys, for joining us today. Make sure that you stay tuned. Come and join us each and every single Monday at 12:15 or even on Wednesday. Or go check out techopia.ca for all the information because you'll get more content right there. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.